Earlier today, we had a veterans ceremony at Plaza Park, and a couple of things that came out of that ceremony. Number one, there's a veterans memorial there at Plaza Park. How many people have seen the Veterans Memorial before? Raise your hands. Okay, and of course, in a perfect world, we wouldn't be adding to the names that are on that memorial, but there are names that have been added. And if you haven't been to that memorial, it's in downtown Plaza Park. Go to Plaza Park, and you can see the names there of the veterans who have sacrificed their lives on behalf of us and this country, this great country that we love. And another thing that came out this morning is that, this time next year, the war in Afghanistan, the longest war, or the involvement of the United States, its longest involvement of any war in the history of the United States is coming to an end, thank goodness. And so the veterans will be coming home. And there are currently hundreds of thousands of veterans right now that are actually waiting to get the determination from the Department of Veterans Affairs as to what their benefits will be as veterans. And we had with us at this ceremony newly elected Congresswoman Julia Brownlee. She's done a lot to narrow that time period, sponsoring legislation, so the veterans don't have to wait as long to get their benefits. That's number one. But most importantly, too, that they get the medical treatment that they deserve. One of the lasting thoughts that I'd like for you to think about, and I wanted to mention something about the good work here that Kim and others here at Charter College are doing, is that many of those veterans that will be coming home will suffer from mental anguish and or things like post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Many of us don't really, including myself, understand PTSD. But with hundreds of thousands of individuals, coming back and having experienced really awful things, it's something as Americans that when we ask, what are we doing to help veterans, it's more than saying thank you, and that's what we're doing here today, and especially the veterans here in the audience. But it's also taking an active role in doing something to help veterans. It could be a neighbor, right? That neighbor might be having problems when he comes home, or she comes home and with their marriage, right? A lot of times there's a problem adjusting to civilian life. And it could be a host of other things. And so we have to be prepared to take that extra step to do additional things to help veterans. And on that point, that's why I think that institutions like Charter College are exactly what veterans need. Veterans don't need to come home from service to the nation and sit idle. They need to become reintegrated with civilian society, and this whole thing about self-worth and earning money for the family and that kind of thing. This is very important. The vast majority of jobs in this country, the vast majority of growth of jobs are going to be in what are called mid-level areas, or exactly what Charter College specializes in. And that is mostly vocationally oriented professions in the medical field, which is growing vastly, and high-tech and other areas where usually a 2-year training program is exactly what they need. And one of the things that is a trend today, and some of you might have met people that are going through exactly this, and that is that they go out and get a 4-year degree, and sometimes they say, you know what, I'm going to go back to nursing school, or I'm going to go back and I'm going to get a specific training certificate so I can go out and have a better chance of getting a job. So I want to thank Charter College for hosting this event. I want to thank the veterans here in this audience. Let's give the veterans an out front of applause. And if there's anything I can do to help you, I am representing the Oxnard City Council, Mayor Pro Tem Carmen Ramirez, Councilwoman Dorina Padilla, Councilman Brian McDonald, and newly elected Councilman Bert Perello. And I'm here on behalf of them, representing them in the Oxnard City Council. And if there's anything that I can do personally as mayor of the city, my cell phone, 340-1922, 340-1922, and my email is timbflynn@gmail.com. Email me, send me a message. I'm open to receiving you. I just had a gentleman come to my office about a month ago. He suffers from PTSD, and he needed some help. And he needed some help with housing. And so we got together with our housing director. We were able to place him. He's still having a lot of difficulties. So I'm checking up on him. I'm doing the best I can, trying to get my part. But I'm honored, ladies and gentlemen, to be here today. Thank you very much, Charter College. thank you to the veterans of this great country. I'm proud to be an American. I know you are too, and we can show our pride for America and these veterans by going the extra mile from this point on. Thank you.